By the Florida Star. It's me.
Hey,
I'm extra smiley.
she's extra smiley. Yes, today is her birthday, y'all. Today is her birthday. She is, I ain't gonna tell y'all how old she is, but yeah, today is her birthday. She extra smiley. She got a date night outfit on. That's why, we behave.
It's nice to see you all.
What was so funny yesterday when I asked you is how does it feel, being a year older? You was like your mama listened to you. That's like
I said I'm mature now. So I didn't have to think about it. She just heard me and listened to me that day. It was nice.
Ain't it beautiful?
Make sure you guys are doing business with one of the oldest Black-owned media companies here in Northeast Florida. Now more than ever, it is super important that you know where your news is coming from. I'm supposed to lean into the frame. Hey, y'all. Now more than ever, it is super important that you know where your news is coming from. Guys, people are saying that they're talking to people that they're not talking to. So you need to know the real stories. Go on the floridastar.com, floridastar.com. And you can go on the georgiastar.com and you'll get your version of the news as well for less than a cup of coffee.
Less than a cup of coffee. Come on now. I know inflation hitting everybody, but you still blow what it takes you to get your news from your bulletin board. I mean, because look, even your president is out there posting AI videos. You know what I mean? He ain't even showing you real war footage. He's showing you his Call of Duty Twitch account. So make sure that you that if you want real authentic news, that you get it right here from the Florida Star.
FloridaStar.com.
The FloridaStar.com. The FloridaStar.com.
It's important that you support local media. It's not that many locally owned media companies left, so please support.
Especially not because when I need to sit down and talk to Opio
just
about,
like you support the Victory Station.
Yep,
please
support the Florida Star. And we like I said, I'm gonna talk to Opio about trying to get us in some of these White House news conferences because your boy in real time be something else.
I'm not trying to get no news.
Boy, your boy in real time be something else. Like a lot has happened since the last time we have donned the airwaves. I don't know where to begin. This man is wilding. Like how? We'll start with today. How dare you declare victory as you deploy more troops?
Look,
how dare you call yourself the most powerful country in the world as you're now trying to put out ad campaigns for elder millennials? 42. You jumped the draft age from 35 to 42.
Man, you just mad.
I'm still in it.
You just mad because you just got to jump back in it.
I'm still, what kind of bull jump, boy?
Listen to you. From the headline, airport gridlock, right? Security delays threaten survival of Black-owned vendors at Orlando and Atlanta airports. Guys, if you are traveling, please, please, please make sure you're being safe. Make sure you know what is going on. Stay abreast with your ticket number, your itinerary number, and see if these things are being canceled. There's so much
going on. A pastor friend of mine has to drive to Texas for a funeral, and everybody was like, why didn't you just fly? He was like, man, with all this stuff going on, it might take me the same length of time. Like, nah, stop at your own leisure.
And the Bob Hayes track meet in Gala, 62 years strong. See, these are headlines that you're just not going to see on any other newspaper in the area. Please go and check out the Florida Star or the Georgia Star today.
Yes, because CJ? Bullet Bob Hayes, I know we all love Emmitt Smith, but whenever y'all see those NFL highlights, that's Bullet Bob right here from Duval, Florida. Yes, that Bullet Bob was right here. So,
absolutely.
So we have a lot of stuff that's been going on. We haven't just been on this 2-week break, just chilling, believe it or not. So we're actually got our very own Miss Do and Talk herself as a guest tonight, and we're going to talk about something that she has cooking and how she's been impacting the community. So how have you been, dear?
I've been good.
Why are you putting the camera on me? You don't want to be in
I sure enough just put all the cameras on you. I've been good. I've been doing well, I'm preparing for a I've got a class coming up, and so I'm getting all my little packages together for my class. I'll give out supplies and a little sticker and all kinds of other stuff.
So
I really love teaching.
Listen, so for those of you guys who've never seen a Black Lady sketch show, you are missing some hilarity. You definitely should check out a Black Lady sketch show. I remember when she was first talking about us transferring or pivoting more toward classes instead of just one-on-one clients. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about you. And I was like, you should just lean into it.
I had the camera on you.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, look, you should just go ahead and lean into it. Because they say I'd be rough about Jesus. I'm like, you might as well go ahead and be rough about these grants. Because when you did the class for Mastering Masterpiece,
yes,
you were saying a lot of real life stuff. So go ahead and tell them what is a Black Lady Grant Circle and why it is not like any other grant classes.
Right, it is, and I purposely did not call it a class or a course because people are always chasing all the certifications, and for this, you don't necessarily need the certifications, right? You just need access to the information. But longtime listeners will know that I hosted a class called Mastering Masterpieces for artists in particular last year. Shout out to Bespoke and all the artists there. And CJ, by force or by fire, had to sit through my class. And so every day I would get a real life, feedback from him immediately after class. And we would talk, and usually over a drink, right? So we decided after some times, going through the full course, it was a five series course. We decided like, hey, all right, maybe I can kind of do something else with this class. There's a certain kind of artist that is prepared for that information. And so, I really enjoyed it. I'm thankful to all the connections that I made, but, things got to change.
The one thing that I love about this class is that, like, she was spitting some real life stuff. It's like, how in the world are you going to sit up here talking about you want to apply for a grant, but you don't have a real life budget in your life? Like, you might want to consider getting your life together. Like,
yeah, essentially people hear the word grant, and because I've been working in the development space most of my life, I'm saying since childhood, people hear the word grant and they just think, okay, it's free money. And the way it's kind of advertised is like, hey, you're a Black woman, you can get a grant. And it is true. It is true. You can. There's access, there's funding specifically for you, but you've got to position yourself to get it. And it's almost as bad as applying for a loan because they want to know that they are giving their money to a worthy cause, a sustainable effort.
It's like going to your mama and saying, I need $5. What you need $5 for? I don't know. When I'm going to get my money back?
Did you try any other way to get the money? Are you trying any other way? If I don't give you this $5, are you still going to go out, or are you staying?
Are you staying home? Like it be stuff like that.
Very, very basic questions, but like you said, part of that is a budget. Sorry, so if I'm talking about budgeting your organization and you don't have a good grasp of your funds, now that could be interesting.
It's even as simple as having a mission and a vision statement for what it is that you do, because you got people out here that's like, hey, I'm a small Black Panther party and I want to apply for this Ku Klux Klan grant. Like, y'all objectives don't even match up.
It's been a lot of weird things. I'm not going to say it's that strange.
Oh, you lying.
Really what you want to do when you're applying, and this is some free game, so shout out to if you need this assistant, come through the Black Lady Grant Circle. But it's a lot of people who just don't understand that once you're writing persuasively, we wrote for expository in class, and you also had to write persuasively. So this grant writing is persuasive writing. We don't get a lot of examples of that in our lives besides like advertisement. Okay. So if you think about it, you are persuading this person to give you their money. And instead of saying, look, we got to help these people, we need your money, you need to be like, look, we're going to help these people. whether you come through or not.
Like, and she'll even give you tips
But
like read the first
we need your
line.
funds
Yep.
to help us amplify your mission.
Yes.
This is how we're going to help your mission be amplified in the spaces that we are already in.
She was literally talking to a client the other day about, she was like, if you read the grant application, it'll pretty much tell you in the first sentence.
They want you to just answer the questions. You don't have to say, and my mama died, and my sister leg is falling off, and all that other stuff. All that other stuff is fluff, and they probably will stop reading your application at that time.
So when is the first class?
The first class is in April. You can still sign up now. And then I also still do one-on-ones with people, one-offs, just general consults instead of taking, it's not and I've shied away from saying class because we'll meet together one-on-one twice during the month. And then we'll meet together as a group for you to network with other ladies that are doing things, because oftentimes when you're writing grants, if you're able to have a partner, the grantor feels like their money is being spread even wider and their impact is even wider. So that's why you see a lot of things with the Department of Health and UF Health and all of the stuff locally, because they are all partners for a grant from the state or federal government. And you need to have partners, ma'am.
And listen,
so we are going to create that network together too. That's what makes it more than just like a class. Like, yes, I will be teaching. I'll be taking straight from what you ladies are in need of. I'm not giving you any fluff. CJ said I speak so rough.
Oh,
it's let's be real. You have only a few minutes with me. I'm going to be.
It's just when I sit there and I always hear people on the phone can't even tell you. You're like, why did you do it? And they start telling you they would. No, I don't want to know what you did or how you did it. Tell me why you did it. You don't even know the difference between your who, what, when, where, and why. What I loved about sitting in the Mastering Masterpiece class is the fact that, number one, you actually had to pick a grant. She had a list. You had to pick one that applied to you. And she sat there and walked everybody through whatever grant that it was that you found. I'm a fashion, designer. I'm a stylist. So I found a couple things that was given, two Black creatives. And by the way, brother, she got something coming out called Geechee Main Grant Circle, because I get tired of our brothers getting left out. But it's literally a hands-on step-by-step, and the thing about it is you get to answer all the questions. You and for the price that she would charge you as your virtual assistant, sitting down doing one-on-one with you, it's a discount to sit there at the class and be able to sit there and follow along. So give them where they can go to register for the class, because we are 3 minutes over. So let them know where they can go to register for the class, when is the class, how they can sign up, and where they can find you.
So it's called a grant circle. Because it is not just a class. You are coming out with with weapons. You're coming out with tools.
Tell us where we can find the circle.
You can find it at doandtalk.com. 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 And talk to me there.
When is the class? What's the date?
It starts in April. So I'm going to allow people to kind of roll in that first week. But April 1st is kind of my deadline for our application. So please, 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 if this is something you're interested in or something you may know some people who might be interested in this, we're doing it for 3 months, April, May, June, July, the first week of July. I'm going to turn you loose at that point. But it is $1 a day. So for $90, over the course of 3 months, you are going to walk away with at least one application fully ready to go set. If you have just an idea, not even an LLC, we can get you from an idea to applying for a grant in that 90 days.
And she's not lying, because I am not only her husband, I am also a client. And she will point you in the right direction to places to go get funding, reimbursements. We call her the fundraiser. wouldn't get in trouble for playing the Boondocks, I would. But hey, we're up against an ad break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how Kingdom Builders is getting ready to impact the community on this extended version of the Impact Radio Show.
It doesn't work. Just keep that one nearby.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Let's try that. And see if both of you are coming in the same.
Hey.
Okay.
This that if you had Pina Coladas music they playing right now, man.
Test it.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. We are good. Hey everybody. Welcome to the second part of the Florida Georgia Impact Radio Show. We want to remind you guys to make sure that you go onto YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and follow me on TikTok at African Gentleman 88. We are live on all of those platforms. We are on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, and on Spotify. Make sure you go like and subscribe, share, tell your cousins, tell your friends, tell your enemies. We want everybody tuning in, make sure that they're getting all of their community news and all of their community updates. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, it is time for your impactful moment brought to you by Kingdom Builders, where, believe it or not, we actually have us an actual slogan now where we are restoring the community in the church and restoring the faith in the community, the community's faith. And I just wrote it down. I should have brought it with me. We are restoring the community in the church and restoring the community's faith in the church. That's what we are. Because what is a church if not a community of believers, a body of believers? How you doing there, babe?
I'm doing good.
So we've been doing this thing, Kingdom Builders, for a while. And it has taken on many iterations, and I know I've been giving a little bit of my little flybys, but I wanted to take this time for this impactful moment to talk about something we got going on and what is actually our concept behind what we mean by kingdom building.
Okay.
So this Sunday, Palm Sunday, we will be at Arlington's Lion Club Park for our community fellowship. This is a part of Kingdom Builders where we open up to the community. We ask everybody to bring a dish to share. If I'm not mistaken, we got Helene's West African Kitchen coming through with some more beef stew and rice. We got my friend Rocky on the grill cooking some seafood. So we like to get together, we listen to music, we fellowship, and we have fun. And we normally throughout the month we will go to each other's homes and do home discipleship. You know, we literally take it back to how they did it when the church first started. When I say the church first started, I'm talking about the church. I mean the Apostles' Church. So this Sunday, every fifth Sunday and first Sunday, we're going to be at Lion Club Park, right over there in Fort Caroline. It is beautiful over there. They have a gazebo. There's a river walk. There's picnic tables there. We can bring grill out there. We're going to have live music. We're going to have food fellowship. We're going to have games from Snack House Games. We're going to be doing a lot of things, to actually be the community. And so we catechize the kids at the house, right? And are you stepping out? Or?
I was just trying to plug it.
Oh, okay.
I was trying not to do it, so it brought attention.
Yeah. So anyway, so like I'm sorry. We been catechizing. I'm so used to having her involved in the impactful moment. We've been catechizing the kids, and we've been kind of walking through the Ten Commandments, and what we're ended up in our catechism now is talking about what does it look like to truly, fulfill and be perfect by the law. And really the only way that looks like is being a community. So what is Kingdom Builders is what I really want to talk about. So Kingdom Builders, believe it or not, started out as an evangelism class. A lot of people always say, hey, I want to share the gospel. I want to be able to go out and talk to people about Christ, but either A, I don't really read my Bible enough to know enough to talk about it, or I get nervous and the palm sweats, because I don't have the confidence, because I don't know how. A lot of people just don't know how to break the conversation in, about Jesus with a perfect stranger, mostly nobody's ever really gave them reason to do it, which is wild to me. But Kingdom Builders went then from there to, being a church assistant, like, hey, COVID happened. And we were like, sooner or later, they're going to open the doors and the floodgates are going to open. And just like on Pentecost, where they went from 130 people to 5,000 overnight, what you going to do with all those people? That's a lot of people to feed. That's a lot of people to take care of. Those are a lot of, traumatic issues. Those are a lot of attitudes. Like, what you going to do with the influx and flow of people? And so we tried for a while to partner with churches to help them be prepared, to help them, beef up their outreaches. And after banging my head up against that wall for a minute, my lovely wife over here said, you know what? You're going to have to show people what it is that you're talking about. You're going to actually have to build the thing that you keep saying that you want to do. Because here is the overall vision of the Kingdom Builders. At one point, the Black church was the Walmart of the Black community. Yes. You could go to the Black church for anything. Education, lights, food, a lawyer, somebody in the church probably knew a lawyer. There was probably a doctor in the community. There was nothing. If you knew anything, you could call the church. Now the church is the last place for everybody to call. So the first part of Kingdom Builders is we partner up with places like FSCJ, for adult education, and we, as entrepreneurs, we network with other entrepreneurs, and we get people, like barbershops to do free haircuts for kids. We talk to lawyers all the time that would give, discounted legal advice and stuff like that. So we partner with entrepreneurs, partner with corporations, and working with Doing Talk. We get funded behind programming that. Teach young men how to be young men, how to change a tire, how to cook a meal, the do skill centers and stuff like that. So, that's the one part. We partner with community, community resources to bring resources to the people. Another level of Kingdom Builders is actually doing community fellowships. A lot of times we'll say that we are the church and we don't come outside. Yeah. They say Sunday morning is the most segregated time in America. Everybody go to their Black church, everybody go to their white church. Most of all, everybody go to their Baptist church, everybody go to their Pentecostal church, but we all cousins. We all cousins though. And we never step outside and we never get a chance to be the church. So the one thing we do, like with our Iron Man fellowship, is just men getting together, being men, having conversations around, around the Word of God, about what it's like to be a kingdom man. We had, we would get to a point we want to start doing marriage fellowships. Well, the marriage ministry is a club. Then singles and dating ministry, we trying to, encourage y'all to be a part of the club. We trying to, we're doing things where we're having hip hop and arts nights, creating reasons to fellowship. And then there's that final layer behind is the actual inner church fellowship. People who are looking for something different. People who are looking for not just a place to sing songs, yell, scream, and shout, and read the Bible, but somebody who's going to actually sit down and walk through the Bible with them expositorily, call them on the phone, actually sit down and have one-on-ones with them. Somebody have a baby in the community, we all Johnny on deck. If somebody's getting married, we all there to help you plan it. It's actually building those three layers of community. And what our impactful moment is going to be focused on today is that I really got a chance to look at the 10 Commandments, babe. You know what I realized is that the 10 Commandments was all about community. Mm-hmm. Because if you love your God with all your heart and all your soul, how can you want to steal, cheat, lie, and cut up your neighbor? Mm-hmm. And if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, how you gonna want to commit adultery, cover over his stuff, and rob and steal and cheat and lie on him if you love your neighbor? And the crazy part about the situation is that not only do we look at how the first 4 commandments give us how we should commune with God, we get those last 6 commandments to tell us how we should commune with each other. Mm-hmm. Because the other part of those commandments, when we look at Matthew 5, where our impact moment is coming from, is that the Pharisees are trying to find a loophole in the law. They was trying to say, well, you can't call me a murderer because I ain't killed nobody, but you ain't shown no love to nobody either. They say you can't call me a thief because I ain't never really stole from nobody. Well, it's not like you out there radically giving or giving sacrificially until I hurt either. Well, you can't call, me an adulterer, but every time you turn around, you got your eyes on somebody, I harassing them. You know what I mean? You got lustful thoughts in your heart. You should be trying to stay from any of the part. And if you're a part of a community is the thing that actually is the real defeat of sin. Mm-hmm. Because if you're in a community, the community going to say, hey man, the whole reason why we're here is to love God with all our heart and all our mind, all our soul. And if you out here, cheating on your wife, you can't do that. That's not glorifying God. Or if a person is over here trying to be a thief, like, hey man, we love our neighbors over here. If you want to be a part of this community, we got to be able to trust you. Right. So you can't steal. And as long as you're a part of that community, they're either going to be encouraging you to live holy to glorify God, or they're going to be trying their best to love a brother, to win over a brother. Because the one thing that I realized about doing church all these years is you don't grow unless people love the people they fellowship with. And you got people in churches now that don't even know the people that they fellowship with. And what we strive to do at Kingdom Builders is to make sure that the Bible is always centered, that community is always centered, and that Christ is always centered. And those are going to be the thing that's going to drive us through any recession, through any, through anything that can go on in the government, because our faith is supposed to be in Christ. And as long as we got each other back, we don't have to worry about what the big dog's doing, because we got each other back. Right. If we supporting Florida Star, we got our news. If we supporting businesses like Doing Talk and Afro King, then we got clothes and we got funding. If we supporting, the Victory Station, that we got media outlets. We just got to make sure that when we say support the community, we actually support the community. And that has been, our impactful moment. Like I said, this Sunday at the Arlington Lion Club, starting at 12 noon, it will be our community fellowship in the park. And you can, once you scan under that QR code, or you can click on the link and you can register, or hey, just shoot us, some inboxes on Instagram to let us know that y'all coming through. We'll get your information and we'll send the schedule out and let you know where we are throughout the city, because we're not just in one spot. We're in the community of Jacksonville. We're a faith-based community that covers the entire city of Jacksonville.
All right. And don't forget Black Lady Grant Circle. That starts in April. You will walk away with at least one completed grant application, from idea to completed application, right? You're going to get some other great stuff, a strategy, a network. Come join me, share the information, a Black Lady Grant Circle starting in April. And hold on, guys, we definitely have something coming for you guys soon.
Definitely. And not only that, there's a fufu eating contest with Kes Kitchen that you guys got to make sure. We've shared it all our Instagram and social media posts. Make sure you guys check out that the fufu eating competition put on by Kes Kitchen, being hosted by our very own Miss Josie, the official dance troupe for Afro King and the African and King experience. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Yes.
We just had some Kes Kitchen sometime this week, didn't we?
Yes, they are located on Beach Boulevard and R&D Market, International Market. It's an old Winn-Dixie on Beach and like Prudential Drive. Anyway, it is getting late.
Yeah, it's time to get in some birthday shenanigans.
Thank you to our writers and our producers. Thank you to Obio for always sending us the headlines. Thank you to you, our dear listener, for listening as you do. We appreciate you. Please check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, CJ's TikTok. Thank you to the new DJ.
She played the music I like. She played the music I like.
Excellent job today. So please let whoever know she needs a raise, whatever she was.
She played the churches when we went to church and it felt like church. Them songs when we sat there, not to talk.
You better not.
Look here. If you ain't feel them songs you playing, you ain't got no soul. You need to go back to the water and be baptized again for recreational purposes.
Thank you guys for listening this Thursday. Now back to your regularly scheduled gospel music. Thank you all.
That's the best hold music I've ever heard. I just want to let y'all know.